Friends, it is week 2 of the Murdaugh murders case, and it was a wild day in court. So wild that I took a whole sheet of notes, a whole lot of notes. Okay, first of all, I was like, okay, here we go. Law enforcement was back on the stand this morning, nice and early, giving us the what, and the who did what about evidence collection. Boring. But oh no, it was not just that. The day really picked up. So first of all, Dick fumbled a lot. I don't know if that's like his style or whatever. I feel like he's used to a style where like men ruled the day and men could talk to women any kind of way and be dismissive. Oh no, my friend, it is a new day. Even in South Carolina, you cannot talk to women like the little misses and expect that to go over, especially with a jury that is primarily female. I believe there are 8 women and only 4 men on that jury. So, Dick, my friend, you might be in trouble. What else did I put in here? He stumbled around the room. He rambled a lot. Here's an interesting thing. So, according to Alec, Paul was ADHD. No shade. I'm probably ADHD. God knows at least half my children are. But when you're ADHD, people tend to be a little bit more disorganized or don't organize themselves in the usual way. My kid loses things all the time. His room is like a disaster. It looks like a bomb went off. Apparently, Paul was the same way, but on a larger scale. He left clothes all over town. Okay. I mean, I got a lot of clothes too, so that probably is not that big a problem. But he lost things a lot, including, but not limited to, boats and guns. Apparently, when he lost a gun, his daddy would just replace it. Now, I said before in one of these videos, have your gun, do your hunting, do you, boo. I don't care. It's none of my business. You should not be losing guns. And when you lose a gun, your daddy should not just run out and buy you another one. That is a problem. So Judge Clifton Newman was kind and calm all day. I want to know what kind of meditation he does. It is clear that he does yoga, he does meditation, he talks to Jesus, he talks to Blue Ivy. I don't know what he does, but he is the epitome of zen and calm. So as old foghorn leghorn poop down there stumbled around the courtroom looking like a lost lamb, Judge Newman was like, we are going to take a break. And I want the attorneys, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what he said. He was talking too slow. I kind of needed to speed it up. But I was just like, okay, with your Zen self, come on now. Emily D. Baker over there on YouTube, she is the GOAT. Now listen, I was watching this case on Court TV and I was like, and on Court TV, they just give it to you straight, no chaser. Whatever is said in court, that is what's said in court. Emily gives you background. It's like when you're watching the game and there's a commentator giving you color commentary, like they're in the shotgun formation and then they say other stuff. That's all I remember about sports ball. But Emily, a former prosecuting attorney in LA, now lives in like, I don't know, someplace in the middle of the country, flyover country somewhere. But she's fantastic and she has purple hair and she live streams all day. She watches the Court TV feed with us. She's pulling up evidence. She's showing us charts and graphs and stuff and breaking down and explaining why things are going, how they're going. So I toggle between Emily and Court TV, but really I love Emily D. Baker. Hey, Emily, there's 100% chance that you are not watching this, but I'm a big fan. I am a big fan. So let me see. Paul was still walking. Oh my God. They gave information about what happened when Paul was shot. Apparently, after Paul was shot, initially he was shot, I believe, in the chest and in the shoulder, something like that. He was still walking around after he was shot. You know how I gave the example earlier this morning about a chicken with its head cut off? Apparently, that's what happened with him. When he was shot, he didn't fall over dead. That's probably why they also shot him in the head. That's probably why his father also shot him in the head. And I alluded to this before in one of my other videos. Alec had an excited utterance when he was talking to the police. So the cops were just going over routine questions, and Dick Harpootlian and them have painted it like they interviewed him aggressively. They interrogated him. Honestly, I've seen the video now. The body worn cam. I don't know why they say it like that, body worn camera, but the body cam video. I've been interrogated more aggressively by my children trying to find out what time dinner is going to be ready. They're just like, okay, Mr. Alec this and Mr. Alec that. At one point, they needed to take a buccal swab, which they call a buccal swab. It is a buccal swab. Like, I don't understand why so many people mess that up. It is a buccal swab. And he was like, do I need to spit out my tobacco? Ew. He took a dip. No. Although, true transparency, I'm from Indiana, and a guy I dated in college always had a dip in his cheek, and I used to think that was the sexiest thing. Now, because gum cancer, not sexy. Anyway, so the cops showed up at Alex, and they were gingerly just asking him questions like, we're all friends here. I just want to ask you a couple of little questions. And they said that the cop was like, when is the service going to be? Like, when is the funeral going to be? He's like, we're having a service tomorrow, but Paul and Maggie won't be done till next week. Like, it was going to take them some time to get the bodies together. And then he said, I did him so bad. He was a good boy. I shouldn't have did him like that. Something like that. But he was crying, hysterical, and he just uttered out, I did him so bad. Alec, you're not supposed to say that. Here's the other thing. If you watch the court TV feed, or if you watch Emily D. Baker, all last week, Alec was sitting back, looking arrogant, like he had a tiger by the tail. Today, defeated. From opening arguments to close. Sad, weepy, and defeated. It's like it's starting to sink in. Yo, boo-boo, the state, they have big evidence against you. Big stuff that people are going to believe. And oh, poo-poo looked like he need a nap. Now listen, sometimes I need a nap in the middle of the day too. I am not mad about a nap. But he eyes at half mast. I was like, does Dick Harpootlian smoke weed? Did he have a little liquor on lunch? He was just like, after eyes like this, couldn't bring it upon himself to object to anything. I was just like, some of the stuff, I was like, I don't even like him, and I think he should be objecting to some of these lines of questioning. But apparently down there in South Carolina, they just nice and polite, and they let things ride. 100% chance that when Alex gets convicted, and I believe strongly that he's going to be convicted, they're going to cry ineffective assistance of counsel. And also, Dick is so old, he's not ready for these new whippersnappers out here and smart juries who follow true crime and all this other stuff. We know things, Dick. We're not just relying on what you tell us. We're out here in these streets knowing things. And the one big change about today, last week, now see, when this trial first started, they told us it was going to take a week to pick a jury. And then this week, the case would start. Well, it only took them 2 days to pick a jury. And so opening arguments started last Wednesday or Thursday. All the big fancy news people, they weren't in town until today. So last week, the court was not full. Today, they were at capacity. You know who was there, honey? It was a who's who. Nancy Grace was there. I am not a fan, but I'm dying to hear what she has to say about this case. Now, I'm going to have to figure out which one of my cable channels has Nancy Grace. HLN, HBC, HBCU. I don't know. There's a court something or other. I'm going to have to find on Nancy and see what she has to say. Vinny Politan from Court TV, live from South Carolina. I'm sure, and Law and Crime, live in South Carolina. Chanley Painter, live in South Carolina. Honey, everybody is in South Carolina. I bet the club scene is hopping tonight. All those like big city folk trying to find some liquor and a good steak. It's going to be a hot time in the old town tonight. Only not for Alec, who has to see that his goose is cooked. And for Buster, who apparently has been showing up every day in court with his girlfriend, although Maggie's sister, her BFF, her closest family member in all the world, not there. Her parents are a little bit elderly. Okay, I get that. I'm in the age category. Maggie and them are a little bit older than me, Maggie and Alec. But I have parents in that age category. I get it. But he said of her parents, they're spry. They're still with it. They just have a few health concerns. They are not in court. Her sister, who was presumably around her age, also not in court. There's a lot of Kentucky family and nieces and nephews and all these folks not in court. Once this verdict comes down, I will be very interested to hear what they have to say. Who do you think they're going to talk to? Barbara, well, not Barbara Walters, R.I.P. Barb's. Maybe they'll talk to Gayle King. Will they talk to Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, Matt Lauer? Okay, probably not Matt Lauer. Al Roker? Lord, all my references are old. I don't know. One of those Today Show people, one of those news TV people. I want to hear the interview. I want to hear what everybody has to say about everything. All right. Tomorrow is another day in court. I have to go get my beauty rest because, like I said, you know, all this doesn't happen magically. And tomorrow I have a very long all-day meeting. It is tragic. I have to get my earbuds so I can sneak one in my ear while the meeting is going on. Because I'm at the center of the meeting. I'm just going to sit there and take notes. I will be taking notes on this case while everybody else is learning about work-related stuff. Shh. Don't tell my boss. Y'all have a good, safe night, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.